Today's lesson is using multiple exponent rules to simplify expressions. For Math 8, you're going to title pages 86 and 87 multiple exponent rules. And for Math 1, you're going to title page 100 and 101 multiple exponent rules. Same lesson for both classes. Okay, so using multiple exponent rules, we're going to simplify all of these expressions. We have a times a squared times a to the third. We're using our product rule since everything is just being multiplied together. Okay, so we're going to keep, the rule is to keep the base, our base is a, and add the exponents. There's an understood 1 right there, a 2, and a 3. Adding those exponents together, I have 6. So I have a to the 6th power. Example 2. We have an exponent outside of the parentheses. That tells us we're kind of like distributing. We're going to take that 2, and it's going to be an exponent of the 2, of the a squared, and of the b. So let's rewrite that to make it a little bit easier to see. We have 2 squared times a squared, so power to a power. My rule is to keep the base, multiply the exponents, and I have b with an exponent of an invisible 1, power of 1 raised to the power of 2 is going to keep the base, and b is going to be squared. All right, and it's going to be, that whole expression is multiplied by 4a b squared. So you can put multiplication signs or multiplication dots in between all, but you do not have to. So we need to simplify here. Let's get all of our numbers or our coefficients together and all of the like terms together. So I have 2 squared, which is 4, times 4, times I have a to the 4th, and I have times a, and then I have b squared and another b squared. And all of this is being multiplied together. So apply your product rule here as well. 4 times 4 is 16. a to the 4th times a to the 1st, add your exponents, a to the 5th. And then b, add your exponents. 2 plus 2 is 4. And that's your final answer. Example 3. This 3 to the 3rd power is going to go to everything on the inside of the parentheses. That exponent is being taken to everything. Rewrite it. 5 cubed times x. Power to a power means to multiply to the 6th. Power to a power means to multiply, so to the 12th. The only thing I'm able to simplify here is my 5 to the 3rd. So 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, and I can't do anything with my x or my y. That is my final answer. All right, example 4. I have 8 squared times x to the 0 power. Simplify what you can. 8 squared is 8 times 8, which is 64. And we said already that anything to the 0 power is just 1, so times 1. 64 times 1 is just 64. All right, example 5. We have -2 times x to the 4th raised to the 5th power. Well, this 5 is going to be brought to both of those things. Rewrite it. -2 to the 5th power. And we're actually going to leave that -2 in parentheses because we need to know that the negative is going to the 5th power as well. And then times x, power to a power. 4 times 5 is 20. Now let's simplify. -2 to the 5th. So that looks like -2 times -2 times -2. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So -2 times -2 is +4. Times -2 is -8. -8 times -2 is +16. And 16 times -2 is -32. So I actually have my -32 times x to the 20th power. Okay? And example 6, I have a division bar, so I'm going to use my division rules. First, I'm going to look at those coefficients. 9 divided by -3 is just -3. I have my a's. I have an exponent of 3 and an exponent of 1. 3 minus 1 is 2, so a to the 2nd power. And then I have b, exponent of 5 over 2. We're subtracting again. 5 minus 2 is 3. And our last example, number 7. Let's look at our coefficients. 22 divided by 2 is 11. Our y's, I have a y to the 6th and y to the 1st. 6 minus 1 is 5. And then I also have a z. I have z to the 8th and z to the -7th. We know that we can't have a negative exponent. When the negative exponent's on the bottom, I'm going to change it up to the top. And it's going to become a +7. So now I have a product rule. Since I moved it to the top and changed the sign, I have product. So z to the 8th times z to the 7th is z to the 15th power. Today's code word is lava lamp. I should say phrase, not word. And you have your left-hand page was already given to you, so make sure that you complete those 6 problems as well. You can go ahead and glue this page in right on page 87 or on 101 if you're in Math 1. And your left-hand page should not be glued in. That's how we're going to group together, okay? So if you have any questions over the weekend, please feel free to give me an email, shoot me an email, or text me on the Remind app. If you haven't signed up for that, you may do that as well on my website. Okay. Have a good weekend.